And welcome back to the Dave LewAllen Podcast. We cover sports stories, newsmakers, and difference makers in our community. We are happy to have you with us today on YouTube or your favorite source for podcasts. We appreciate you joining us and also spreading the word if you like what you hear today. And today we have a very important message to get across. It is a difference maker in our community. Perhaps you know of it. Maybe you don't. And so we welcome today Diane Charles, the Executive Director of the Furniture Bank of Metro Detroit, and Mychella Scott, a client of the Furniture Bank, with us today on the Dave LewAllen Podcast. Welcome to you both.
Thank you, and thank you for having us.
And let's begin, Diane, with the Furniture Bank of Metro Detroit. What is it?
Well, it's a 501c3 that has been around since the late 60s. It is the oldest furniture bank in North America. And what we do is provide furniture to those families who are transitioning from homelessness, domestic violence, crises like fire and flood. We help seniors and we help veterans.
And how do you do that?
Well, first of all, if a family qualifies through some kind of government assistance, they are referred to us through our partner agencies like Community Housing Network, Wayne Metro, Lighthouse, other organizations. In turn, they pay us a small fee, $125 to start with, and our clients will get a house full of furniture in return, like Mychella.
Yes.
And Mychella, in your case, talking about homelessness and needing stability in your lives, you have 5 children.
Absolutely, yes.
Tell us how the Furniture Bank has impacted your life.
Oh my, so as Ms. Diane stated, that they help homeless and fire victims and domestic violence, so I fed into a couple of those categories. Mm-hmm. While homeless, I was a fire victim, and so I've lost everything a few times. So they actually have impacted my life in ways they don't even know. I'm a working mother. I do have 5 children. This was the difference between moving, sleeping on the floor, and having a house full of furniture. So
last thing anyone wants, parent, is to have their kids not be, comfortable, to not be sleeping in a bed, getting a good night's rest.
Absolutely, absolutely. From dishes, coffee makers, I can honestly go on and on. They fully furnished my 3-bedroom flat.
And before that, at least for a period of time, your family of 6,
yes,
including you were in a hotel room.
Absolutely.
Trying to make it.
Absolutely. For 2 years. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So many of us listening or watching, it's like, how do you wrap your arms around that, right? But you were experiencing it with your family.
Yes.
Well, tell us what happened.
From the beginning, oh my goodness, COVID actually. COVID, one of those victims of COVID, they had the program where they was helping pay rent. Landlord was a friend of my ex-husband, and they did a handshake, a gentleman agreement. He went back, tried to double dip. They didn't have paperwork, court, so it looked as if we hadn't paid our rent. And it was just downhill from there.
So you were impacted negatively
Yep.
because of the actions
Absolutely.
of others.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
And it was just downhill from there, a continuous cycle. I never stopped working. It was just, I couldn't afford it.
Right.
Just as simple as that.
And how old are your children? They're older.
24, 17. 16, 15, 12, and 13.
All crammed in a hotel room.
Oh, my goodness,
Yeah.
yes.
I remember when your son came to the furniture bank and, they were loading up the mattresses. He was so excited.
Yes.
He says, you don't understand. I've been sleeping on the floor for the last 2 years. And he's a big guy.
Yes, he is. Yes,
he's a
he
big
was-
guy.
yes.
And your daughter was
Yes.
just beyond.
Yes, ma'am. He was the one who, I was dropping him off at school one weekend, and he said, Mama, how long are we going to be sleeping on the floor? And so that just changed everything. That just changed everything.
So, Mychella, how did you come to learn of the Furniture Bank? How were you connected to the Furniture Bank to have this help provided to you?
A beautiful lady named Nancy from St. Vincent de Paul. She had been a resource throughout this whole time. And when she found out I had a place, she went into action and she let me know about the Furniture Bank. She asked me everything I needed. She told me how it worked, and it was simple and easy enough. And it was a very simple process.
So the first step, though, was getting out of that hotel room.
Absolutely.
And getting into a home.
Yes.
Who helped in that regard?
Nobody.
Nobody.
No.
But you were able to find a place
Yes.
through Craigslist or something.
Yes, I was.
That's something she could afford.
Right. And
Yes.
then, though, it was an empty house.
Correct. And that's why Furniture Bank is so important to me. Because even though I am a single mother with 5 kids under the age of 18, most of the government, a lot of folks told me, no, 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 no. Mm-hmm. And this was one agency that you didn't, it was no bureaucracy. There was no politics. It was, do you need help? When do you need the help? How much help do you need?
Yeah.
And that's it. And they delivered on everything and over and beyond. So that was a big difference for me. There wasn't a phone call after a phone call after a phone call, and a no after a no after a no. It's just, what do you need? How can we help you?
Which is the way, in your circumstance, you needed it to work.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
So what did the Furniture Bank provide to Mychella to fill her home with furniture?
Well, I remember
for her
you
family?
driving up. It was a great day. It was a beautiful sunny day.
It was.
She drove up with her teenage daughter
Yes,
and
ma'am.
son and 12-year-old
Yes.
son, and had a U-Haul. And we just loaded her up with a couple mattresses, I believe, dining room table, chairs, sofa,
Yes.
end tables.
Oh, I can tell you everything.
And then you even got some dishware and
Oh, my
appliances.
goodness. Yes, ma'am. I have, you guys got me 3 beds. Oh, my goodness. I think 1, 2, 3 dressers. Like you said, dining room table, 8 chairs for all of my children. That's a big difference. Mm-hmm. That's a really big difference.
Sure.
When you have a family as big as I do.
And you can sit together and have a meal and talk.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. So
Those
that
are
makes
difference makers.
It is. Sheets, blankets, towels. I mean, everything I hadn't even thought of as someone who's starting over, but they did. They literally provided everything I could think of: silverwares, plates, cups, just a variety of a lot of things.
I have to ask you, how has it been in these 3 past weeks?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I haven't been at home, but my coffee maker works. My coffee maker is working wonderfully, so that's
But
the best
the kids
part.
being
Oh
able-
my
yeah.
goodness! Oh my goodness!
Tell me how that's changed.
That has changed tremendously. I'm not going to say he used to dread coming home, but it was a difference.
Sure, right.
It was a big difference.
It was difficult.
It was. He's 17. He's at Job Corps, and he has his space there. And then to go from there to the hotel, it was a transition. But now he has his room. He has his Xbox. He watches the Michigan game on Saturday and the Lions on Sunday. So it's just a totally different. It's just totally different. They love it. They love it.
That's
They have their
fantastic.
own space. My 16-year-old fusses at her little sister, stay out of my makeup every day. Don't touch my bed. It's booby trapped. So it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to hear. So it is.
All right, so the Furniture Bank providing this tremendous service. You have just recently taken over as the executive director. You're trying to create more awareness for this service that helps families like Mychella's family. Why don't we know more about the Furniture Bank of Metro Detroit?
Oh, what a challenging question. That's a really good question. I don't know, but my mission in 2025 is to make sure that, the Furniture Bank of Metro Detroit is on the lips of every single person, because we have a great mission. Not only are we helping families, get into homes and make a home, but we also have a bed poverty issue here in Metro Detroit. And I say that because it's estimated that 2 to 3% of children from the age of 0 to 18 in America are sleeping on the floor. So if you do the numbers, 3.9 million people in Metro Detroit, and you take Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties, you're talking at least 20,000 children who are either sleeping with their parent, sleeping on a sofa, or, as I mentioned, sleeping on the floor.
Yeah.
And so for $150, we can go to a supplier and get a brand new, clean, fresh twin mattress, foundation, a pillow, and bedding. And, I think about as we head into the holiday season, what better gift is the gift of sleep? Because if you want to change the world, start with a child because they're growing physically, emotionally, and developmentally, and that's the way to really impact a family and the community.
Yeah, that and nutrition. I mean, and you're on your way. You really are. So, where do the items that you provide to families, where do they come from?
That's a great question. So our biggest communities that donate are Troy, Rochester, Northville, Grosse Pointe, Bloomfield Hills. We would like to expand that more. The furniture we get is absolutely lovely. It's usually been sitting in someone's front room. It might be a little dated, but it's really nice condition. We don't take anything that's been ripped or torn or stained because we're providing stability and dignity. I mean, you wouldn't want something,
Right.
In bad shape, so we're not going to give it to somebody in bad shape. But fortunately, our donors give us great product, if you will. And so we pick up 6 days a week, and most of it's free. But one of the other things that we started to do is we have a premium pickup service. So here's what it is. If you try to get rid of that old entertainment unit or armoire or huge buffet, good luck. You're not going to find anybody who will take it. So for a nominal fee, the Furniture Bank will pick those bulky items up, and we're cheaper than any other kind of service. And that only helps the Furniture Bank help people like Mychella.
Yeah. So I've got stuff that is in good condition at home, and I'm either looking to redecorate or downsize, and I want to move this stuff out because I can no longer use it.
You can go on our website, learn more, or call our Furniture Bank at 248-332-1300, and we schedule a pickup, and it's pretty fast. You don't have to wait for it. And what else I want to point out is, let's just say that we do get some of that bulky furniture or, sectionals, because the people we help don't live in big dwellings. Mm-hmm. We have a community area, we call it, where people can come by and literally pick up the furniture themselves. And what they do with it, it could be for their own homes, they could sell it, they could fix it up. But, Mychella pointed out that maybe not everybody qualifies for our program. And this free community area is really a godsend, right?
Yes, it is.
Explain how.
Well, because, like myself, I had been, like I stated, turned down, right? Either I made too much money or not enough money or there was no money. But there's always this gray area. Mm-hmm. There's always this gray area.
There are gaps, right? They
exactly.
can't be filled.
For and for me in particular, I decided to work 100 hours a week. I have a lot of kids. I got to take care of them, right? Mm-hmm. I don't want to depend on anyone to take care of my children. So with that being said, there are programs that we just don't qualify for. And there are a lot of women, a lot of parents like me, a lot of people like me who would just pull up their bootstraps and earn it. But we also don't have the money to get these big, beautiful items, right, or to get to get these things. And that community service makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. We don't have to go through any red tape. Mm-hmm. It's just there.
Yeah.
And I think I did the numbers. We've given out about $177,000 worth of free items just this year alone.
That is amazing.
But you have a waiting list, though.
Yes, we do.
So tell me about that, and why should there be a waiting list, I guess?
Right. Well, the need outweighs donations, so we do need donations for sure. We have currently about 116 families waiting, where they have, told us what they need, and we just don't have the product. So what's different about us, I think, than other charities is that when you donate to them, many times they're selling it in a thrift store. That in turn helps people, by providing jobs or, cash grants
Donations,
to them.
Grants.
The difference with us is you donate that furniture, and a week later, it's in somebody's house. There is no, I walk in on Mondays after we pick up on Saturdays. The warehouse is loaded. By Friday, it's empty again. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's the best part. They're straight to consumer. That is the best part, only because I've experienced so many middlemen. Yeah. It's just beautiful.
And you got to pick out your own furniture.
I did, yes, ma'am. I sure did.
Yeah, and you did this with your kids. Why don't you tell us about that?
Oh, it was like I heard you mention dignity, and it's just so many different emotions. Forgive me if I don't say them all, but there's just a rush of them because we've been denied so much, and we haven't had so much for so long. So just to share that experience with them where they could have an input on their life and how they are going to live. It's a blessing.
It brings smiles to their faces.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, it was fun watching your daughter pick out her dresser.
And we fuss. I don't want that. Oh, da. Mama, you had that growing up, but it's good. It's sturdy. You need that guy. So, yes, just to have that whole interaction, it's a beautiful thing. I can't stop.
Well, we're happy that your family is in a better place.
Yes.
And that this service was there to help you and your family.
Yes, absolutely. I can't say enough about the Furniture Bank because of the immediate difference that it makes in the fact that there is not, like she said, I got my house up September 18th. I think the 19th or the 20th, I got my furniture. Yeah. So this was really a fast process, and I didn't have to wait on anything.
Yeah.
I didn't have to wait on anything. There's no middleman outside of the agency, and if the agency is already lined up, you are getting in less than a week or so, and you get to go in there and you get to pick it out. It's nobody's giving you what they want you to have. It's just so many layers to this here.
Yeah.
As the receiver on that end, it's just so many places that it hits. And I really can't say enough about it.
Well, it's powerful testimony, and I'm glad that you're here today
I appreciate you
to
guys
share that with us so that others can be helped in the same way that you have.
Absolutely, yes, because there's a lot of people like me who do kind of just want to work and take care of their families and provide a stable, decent life for them.
The majority of our clients are single mothers. Yeah. And, again, they're great mothers. They're just not financially able to do things. And, I think you can't heal unless you have some stability and you have beautiful things around you.
Ma'am.
And when, I always say, you're only as happy as your unhappiest child.
That's the truth.
And that bonds all of us, right?
Yes.
And you want to create that home that's stable and loving, and it's simple things that you get pleasure out of. And
Yes,
I think I've experienced watching Mychella.
Yes.
All right, so we've talked about donating gently used items to the Furniture Bank. Other ways that people watching or listening to this and say, you know what, I'm touched by the story of Mychella and her family, how can I help the Furniture Bank? Are there other ways that you would encourage people to support your efforts as well?
You know what? If you are so moved, we always can take financial donations.
Right.
However, we are always looking to our community, our corporate sponsors, to be able to help us out in a big way.
Who helps right now?
PNC, Meyer is one of our partners. Jars Cannabis. We have lots of different sponsors, but we're looking to grow that. We want to be able to make a greater impact. And one of the ways that we can do it is maybe looking for a larger space. So, if our warehouse is 6,000, maybe we need 20,000. And so that might be a goal in the next 1 to 3 years that we can find a new location that would service more people. That would be lovely. The final way that anyone can help and will gladly accept is volunteers. So it can be office help, painting our building when we have fundraisers to help us support. Recently, United Wholesale Mortgage helped us at our Comedy for Our Cause event, and they were phenomenal. They really helped out. So to answer your question, it's obviously furniture,
Right.
financial, volunteer.
And again, just go through the process again of, I've got something, I either go on the website, I call and let you know, and what happens from that point?
So let's just say I'm cleaning house, it's that time, I want to get rid of a sofa, a television, let's see what some odd things, a piano. You call us, we tell you what we accept, what we don't accept. If you want to still get rid of it, you can pay a nominal fee and we will take it for you. Otherwise, you schedule a pickup and we come out, we pick up your furniture, you get a tax deduction letter from us. And not only are you benefiting financially, but you're helping the community. And, I think we all know that we're all here to give back to one another. I think Mitch Albom says it best.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah. Well, and
difference
in
is
your
being
case, Mychella, you have been helped
Yes.
by people who are giving back.
Yes, absolutely. If you want a testimonial, I have one of the immediate. I cannot stress that enough. The immediate, real impact. It's not just the mattress. It's like she said, it's the foundation, it's the bed rails, it's the sheets, it's the blankets, it's the pillowcases, it's the pillows.
Yeah.
I mean, it's everything that this kid didn't even imagine. They were happy with just the mattress. So to be up off the floor, and I know we live in an age of social media, but to see their room looks like everybody else's,
Yep.
that makes a big difference. A big
Huge difference,
It
and
does.
especially
With
to
their
kids,
it
right?
does. Self-esteem.
Yeah.
I mean, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, all of it.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that you came in to tell your story
I'm
today.
so glad you guys
Thank
allowed
you
me.
so very much. All right. Once again, for those interested, give me the telephone number and website so
Okay,
people can reach out if they have furniture, gently used furniture, and or other ways of supporting your organization.
Thank you for this so much. It's 248-332-1300 or furniture-bank.org. And it's all explained on the website, and we have plenty of people to answer the phone, so people can explain it. But thank you so much, Dave. It's been a pleasure.
It's great to have both of you here. Mychella Scott, thank you.
Thank you
Diane
so
Charles,
much, Mr.
Executive
Dave.
Director of the Furniture Bank of Metro Detroit, joining us today on the Dave LewAllen Podcast. If you're in a position to do so, help this organization, help other families here in Metro Detroit. Our thanks to producer-director Josh Bowern, and to you, most of all, for watching, listening. Share what we have here, and hopefully that will lead to helping others in our community as well. Until next time, stay safe, be kind.